Hey y'all, Corvo27 here. Uh, I feel like trying out something a little different, something that felt challenging but fun and doable. Um, so, you know, lately I've been trying to embody more of this idea of finishing rather than perfecting. Completing something rather than straining myself to make it the best thing it could ever be, right? Um, and that's not to say that you shouldn't, um, try to make something as cool as you can, right? I think for me, though, I've sort of been trapped in this cycle of studying and practicing, and although getting better, not really making as much art as I would like to. Recently I've made like a handful of things lately that have a consistent style, and I think are pretty cool and like print worthy. In fact, I'm gonna try to get onto InPrint pretty soon and just start offering stuff I think is cool. Not necessarily stuff I think will sell well, but just stuff I think I would think would look cool to hang up, like I would like to hang. So that's coming soon. But anyways, all of that's to say, I want to start making more art. So that's what I'd like to do. And just completing more projects. I found that just having, you know, short-term goals in the span of like a couple weeks to a month to just focus on, to give my creative energy towards, to sort of prioritize, skill building around research, that sort of thing. It's really beneficial, and I really, I feel like I thrive a lot more when I have something like that uh, to focus on. A goal, something on the radar, a point on the horizon, something to orient myself with. So that's what I'd like to do, and so I'd like to try a video series here. This one might be a little longer than I'd like, but I'd like to just start completing stuff, and being okay with that, even if it's not quite finished. And, I just want to start simply. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. I have some reference here in PureRef. It's probably a little hard to see right now. You can bring it up a little bit. It's just, some reference I found on Pinterest. You have the subject looking to the right and three-quarter view, really nice hair, and the cropping really works in terms of just like a nice portrait and bust in terms of attention on the top and bottom, and the sides. Enough of the face here. The lighting is drastic enough that you can see plane changes here and there, and I may actually put this into grayscale just to make it a little easier on myself. Just because I'll probably change the colors and stuff like that. But I'm gonna start out a little small with my reference, and start sketching, and start with a loose sketch, reiterate that, and then try to build on that, and then get some flats in there, and kind of call it good, like finish it up. I'd like to have some strong, but maybe simple, effective line work, and good enough read. But I'd like to sketch in some accessories and stuff I might like I think like a bow around the neck, and maybe accessories in the hair, or maybe some horns, or like something on the face. But I think I'm just gonna try to capture like more of like a bust. But yeah, let me take one last sip of this tea. All right, and I can stop delaying the inevitable and get it going here. So let's turn our timer on. We got that going. So I'm gonna start with a bigger brush here. This is just the bog standard mechanical pencil and clip, but you know, I have a habit of drawing kind of big, so I want to block out a little bit, you know, where my silhouette is going to be, you know, just some major shapes. Just, you can think of this as like a sort of framework or a scaffolding that you could start building more of the drawing on. And yeah, that's good there. Might make that a little smaller. And then, you know, using some simple shapes, you can sort of describe the shape of the head, you know, and its orientation. I like to sort of find a rhythm from the bottom of the chin running up to the side of the eye socket, and then sort of flare that up to the side of the skull and back around. And normally where these two meet is where you'll find your ear, but you know, that's gonna be covered. You know, she's got this hair coming down in front of her face and then sort of back around. But we're not worried about those details just yet. We're just trying to get these major shapes in here, the major players of the silhouette, you know, and sort of mapping in these kind of boundaries for myself. You know, nothing's necessarily written in stone, but trying to stay simple, you know, and you can kind of sketch this a little bit more, and you know, sort of delineate these sides a little bit, because she'll have these chunks of hair coming out from one after another, so a nice overlap there. Same on this side. You have that major one sitting up front, and then some coming out from underneath it. And then this major part of the hair, like the back, sort of resting on the shoulders here. This is always a nice cheat because you can just use the hair to reinforce the shape of the shoulder, right? Which is nice. And you can also use it to sort of silhouette the neck. The neck will always look smaller with longer hair because it'll most often rest at the sides, right? And you know, longer hair is also nice just because it can help silhouette and block in the face a little bit more. So, bit of a center line, just to map out. So mouth here, lips, nose. Sort of the eye socket going down, but we don't see the other side of the cheek. But we do see that eye. And since the head's tilted, you know, the brow ridge will sort of follow that tilt. And then we have this socket that goes in and then out. And I like that the end of the lips meet the middle of the eye. Like if you, like if this is your lips here and here, if you follow up, we'll run into eyes in terms of like standard proportion, you know. And then a lot of people will say like one eye length between, and then, you know, in the center of that you have your nose, right? But got that. Now, since I just want to color this in flats, I'm not going to give a lot of consideration to light. I do care about form being visible, but I want to try and achieve that with like solid line work and overlap, and my flats will just sort of be there to help reinforce, things. But if I have time, maybe I could throw like a quick multiply layer on there, but let's scale her down just a little bit so we have a little more room. And then with the sides of the head, I can't help it. I always like adding horns. And do I want something like this, this, this? Anyone will help with overlap, but with long hair, any of them will work just fine. And then, again, something else to help establish like orientation of something, right? And then I kind of like the idea of maybe a bow, and that'll help reinforce, the cylindrical quality of the neck, and the overlap will again reinforce sort of perspective of things without having to hopefully lend much time or thought to light interacting with our forms. Now maybe I can add like a toothpick or a cigarette or something. I usually do jewelry or something. I could, give her an elf ear. Elves are really popping right now. Get that dungeon meshy in you. And then this is kind of cool for now. Reading well enough. Let's flip it and zoom in a little bit. And here, I'm just gonna try to give myself a little more definition, a little more concreteness to what I'm putting down. Again, I'm not marrying myself to anything necessarily, but giving myself a more stable framework to move forward with. And again, I haven't drawn at all today. I haven't warmed up. This is just something I wanted to try. It seemed scary, it seemed fun, and those seem like the sort of things that will lead to growth, or at the very least an interesting experience, right? Good story. But so I'm trying to figure out this jaw, this hair, this bow, and this side of the hair, like that. And the hair acts in big chunks, like heavy fabric. And this one comes forward. Add this little bone. That one. Tuck it in there. Now we can add a line here for that sternocleidomastoid to help sort of reinforce, the neck here in this sort of twist, sort of tilt. More of a tilt, honestly. Nose ring, because always with the septum. And then this other part of the hair is going out, but flaring back over. Help with that overlap. Switch back real quick. And it's gonna come back in this nice S shape. And the hair from behind is gonna fall forward, And this will sort of make up that hair there. That you can see these little cross contour lines for a little bit more volume, but there we go. Yeah, and a little more, you know, maybe some nice Muka inspired negative space over here with the hair. That's always cool to do. And some, you know, stray hairs. That will be towards the end. And then the bow there, sitting in front of the hair like this. And then that one will be coming in front of that, right there. Be careful of who you come in front of. And then we wrap this part of the hair around this one. There we go. Yeah, so again, not super detailed. I'm trying to just block in these masses as I see them. And I'm not necessarily trying to copy the reference. I'm trying to design from it, right? I'm trying to use what I'm seeing to sort of craft my own sort of design, my own sort of image, or art, as we like to call it, right? Okay, so I don't know if we'll go that deep in the hair, but we do want to push it up a little bit, give a little more volume to it, and then I think that a little more volume to the eyebrows, and then for the eyes, I don't have to go crazy. Giving some eyelashes to help with the orientation. And again, just like with the lips, the interior of the eye socket where it ends usually meets that sort of inline of the nostril. Some shorthands I like to use. And I think I'd like to study expressions a little bit more. Because a lot of it, you know, is in the eyes, but also the mouth. Getting someone to look like they're smiling naturally is like a skill all in itself, right? And then this part of the hair is coming forward, and back in there. And then here. Some cross contours just to sort of help push that back. And then maybe we add like some little accessory bows and like hair ties. Yeah, something like that. And we could do stuff like over these sort of bands to help, again, push them back and give them a little more overlap, but also a little bit more depth, I guess you could say. And lately I've been inspired a lot by just, you know, I guess a lot of it stems from the Neo Decora sort of fashion style in Harajuku, Japan, but artists like Zinchin, gosh, I can't think of his name. His Instagram name is like Pixel Kiefer or something like that. I can't recall his name. But these artists that like to just stack so much subject matter in their presentation, but it all sort of fits and flows. You know, there's just so much stuff. Richard Daisuke too, being another prime example. Like his work especially, you know, inspires me in terms of that sort of style. Okay, so we got that going. What's our time looking like right now? 15 minutes. Okay, so we used half our time already on the sketch. Let's bring a layer up top. We'll lighten this up. We'll grab something simple to line with. We'll zoom in a little bit, and then we can zoom in on this ref a little bit more, a little more detail in there, and then zoom back out a little bit. Go there, and let's bump this down to like, what is this, like an 8? Yeah, let's try 8. It looks a little big now, but we'll see how it goes. Just try and get some good line work in here. Remembering that the head, you know, is still underneath all of that hair. Try not to complicate these too much, but yeah, still trying to work from stuff that's in front to back, not worrying so much about like overlap and stuff. I could erase that later. She's got like the pointy elf ears, we can still mirror some human anatomy, and you know, the earring will help sort of so that as well. Try and get the nice C-curve of forehead here, and then some of that hair to sort of silhouette the face a little bit. There we go. So we have it coming out. Something like that. And then still remembering the rest of the hair. Again, just trying to give it some simple mass, so it's not just like one big mess of lines. Rush my line work, but I also don't want to run out of time because I do want to get flats in here. So I'm kind of trying to get the silhouette in here, and then I think we'll get hair, and then we'll have the bow. Could sort of be interacting with that strand there. A little bit yeah, that there. Yeah, maybe something like that, and then the rest of that collar to help reinforce that. We'll get the rest of the face in here. Push that nose out just a little bit. Yeah, nose ring in there. That other nostril. Wrapping around for the other side since we can see that other eye. An eye looking over in that direction. More sort of simplified cartoony or anime eyes, I guess you could say. But again, I just want to make some art. I'm not trying to make a fucking masterpiece here. Just trying to do something fun. So we get that. We get that lip. Do we get that lip? We get that lip. Let's go on over here. Again, not going super detailed. The face is gonna have like the most resting space in it, or like not as much detail. There's just so much of this, so the eye is going to be, you know, able to just figure it out, and then all this other stuff will sort of be contrasting that. But gotta get it going here. That. So go ahead and give that a little more. Again, you don't have to go crazy with the lines, just enough to help like reinforce direction and flow. Like stems on a leaf. Some F curves in there, so I'll bring that over. Then we'll take some of these guys. There. just sort of overlapping these big chunky hair strands. Guy, and then that can be in front of that one. That can be in front of that. Actually, no. Since it's tangent angle, like that in front of that. Oh no. Have we been... Well, we made a big whoopsie and did all of our line work on the sketch layer. That's okay. It happens. That's okay. We'll make it work. I got mostly everything lined, so let's just go here. I could probably lighten this up even more, right? Yeah, there we go. This will work. So let's just get these in real quick. Oop, why? Just setting myself up for failure today. Let's flip it real quick. I'll align it that way. Get this silhouette in here. Less commentary right now. I'm kind of speed running my line art since that mistake is going to cost me time. You know, I'm giving myself 30 minutes as sort of like a form of accountability. Like once it's up, it's like just you have what you have, and that's okay. You know, that's acceptable pressure, and you know it'll be easy to reinforce because it'll be on YouTube for everyone to mock me about. But no, I don't think anybody will mock me. This is what you do to grow. Like I said earlier, like doing these things that are unfamiliar but have more of a fun challenge to them, you know, just I feel like, you know, if you're feeling maybe a little lost with your art or something that you're creatively working on, just giving yourself short-term goals, just limiting yourself in creative ways can be really beneficial for I think a lot of people. But you know, I'm no therapist. Okay, cool. So that hair is in front. Oh, okay. So that is our time. Let's go ahead and just finish the line work. Since we got that far. And we'll see what we got. But yeah, this is okay. I was hoping to get flats in here. But that's okay. We learned that we should pay attention when selecting the layer we're going to do our line art on. But lesson learned. Flashy eyes, and I'll probably kind of just group that all together in one big shape. Try to remember that the eye is round, and looks out. And you don't need to do the whole nose like that. If you just give indication, you can get away with just these areas underneath. And there, sort of crook. Here, so reinforce that sort of overlap in that direction. I'll add the bow collar just to give. Actually, we might move it a little lower just so we can get a little more use out of that. This sort of this lips at the bottom. Then I don't really need to add that sternocleidomastoid in. I will, sort of clean this up just a smidge. This together. trying not to create any really bad tangents, but okay. Kind of want to, yeah. I think what we'll do is just sort of something more like that. We'll just sort of block more of that out. And maybe rock something a little more like that. Okay, and then something similar on this side. That'd be too crazy, and then we can actually just merge that. Try to save some line work there. Okay, cool. I think got just about everything. Check. Hey, all right, that's not too bad, huh? You know, we've been going for about 40 minutes. Shucks, I want to just throw some flats behind it, just because I like it, and we'll be real quick. Yeah, let's just use the lasso fill tool. We'll do something real basic, you know. But that's just how it goes sometimes. It's like, oh, I was setting a timer for 30 minutes. Yeah, I could do this. Well, probably if you didn't, you know, biff your line work, but that's okay. Still happy enough with this. You know, this is cool. And it'll be like, you know, even if I'm unhappy with it later, I could always come back to it, right? Do more to it, because this is still solid. I can easily work with this. So let's do that. And what color hair do we want? Let's do this. Don't have to go super saturated. Stay a little more red. Oh. Maybe not like tomato red. Let's go maybe more orange. Red. That's a little better. We'll lighten it up though. Let's go ahead and just give her blue hair. Just give her blue hair. Again, don't have to be super saturated. If you have Clip Studio Paint, the lasso fill tool is going to be down here in the sort of lines and stuff tool. It's very useful. I would highly suggest messing around with it. Sneak that guy in there real quick. Let's see, where's our pen? Here we go. Nope. Not quite. There we go. Cool. So we got that. We got our pen. Yeah. That's fine. Oop, no, we want to do that on the paint layer. I'm just misjuggling everything today. Okay. Got that in there, like that. We can do a, a pink bow. Do we do a pink bow? No, let's do a light blue bow. Okay. The mouth probably could be moved over just a bit. Just a smidge. I think that looks a little better. Yeah, we'll rock with that. Yeah, okay, so we'll go back here. Clean that up a little bit. And then grab this. Kind of spread this around a little bit. Offset it just a smidge. And we'll just throw like some flat red in there, like make this the most saturated thing. I guess it wouldn't be flat red, it would be more saturated red, but yeah, gives it a nice pop. And then kind of just zoom in a little bit, clean stuff up. Doesn't look as bad with the thicker lines. I thought it might not be as cool, but I think it's because I didn't go too crazy on the lines. Everything has its own sort of like space. zoom in like crazy, but yeah, let's get these negative space shapes in here. So that again is gonna help us out. Done. We're still under an hour, which is pretty good. There we go. I want to put that there to help sell that overlap. Get that part in. Clean up some of these patchier parts. That in there. There we go. And get that going so there's not any huge patches of like background shining through. But we also still have like a nice strong silhouette. Some good negative space there. Bring that up, solidify that. Cool. Awesome. Okay. I think yeah, well, let's clean this up and then I'll get this in here. And so I've been looking at Zinshin lately, and they get away with doing something pretty similar to this. However, they add like very subtle sort of shading, not very much, usually just under the neck and like the portrait busts and stuff, like just enough to help enforce what's naturally there. So it's not a lot, but let's just try that real quick. Take that. Cleaning this up. And then we'll go here, just a smidge more saturated. That's nice, yeah, because it'll help sort of sell that depth. And yeah, maybe we just, yeah. Now again, just sort of implying here, like the forms of the face, right? Not drawing them out, and realizing that I made that fucking eye too low. That's okay. We can just lower that one. So we'll just go here, grab that. Hopefully this works. Just do this. There we go. Yeah. Very good. Okay, and so we'll kind of round this off. Sort of. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, this. Yeah, see, now I'm kind of getting lost in the weeds here doing all this stuff. So let's go back. Fill this in. Get a little more dynamism with this two-tone shade or the shadow sort of hue. And then you just go in here and erase this really quick. And just this little bit can really help that overlap, you know, instead of just leaving her with anime eyes. You know, where they have the bangs over the face. I can't stand that. Anyways, yeah, go ahead and grab this. And that. Fill the hair. There. That's not bad right now. Essentially, we can go in and do this with every color, right? Like, grab this, you know, go down just a little bit, and, you know, throw that in there. But I want to stick to my goal. You know, we're just at an hour now for the entire recording. But this is cool. I like this. I think just to finish it up real quick, I'll just put a quick little signature down here. Let's find something fun. Let's do dry erase marker. We'll go here, and I think we'll grab that, do Bob Ross style, and cool. All right, I think that looks pretty cool. I think, you know, for an hour, not bad. We could, like, lesson learned, right? Had we not been so silly and, you know, paid attention, been that much more mindful, and kept our line work on a separate layer and had that extra time. But then again, you know, not going over it one more time, maybe not have been this clean. But point being, I'm finishing it and completing it here, even though there's so much more I could do to it. But I'm happy with it, and I'm happy with my effort, my progress, and this is more fun than I thought it would be. I'll have to figure out what to put in the background of this, just to, you know, help all my rambling and ums. But This is cool. I think I'd like to try this maybe once or twice every month. It's like just a quick, easy way. It's like, let's make some art instead of just practicing all the time. And again, this isn't, this isn't a one-to-one copy. Um, and it's, again, not the most original thing either, but I like it. And I'm happy I made it. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make, or want to make with these videos and encourage, is that in order to be an artist, you got to make art. And so just remembering that, like, to be an artist, you just got to make the art, right? You just got to express yourself. So it's impossible to fail if you just do it, right? Instead of putting so much on yourself in terms of like expectations and perfectionism and like, this one has to be a banger so I can put it up on Instagram. Like, fuck all that noise. Just give yourself a challenge you can at least attempt. And even if you fail, no big deal. You still made some art. That's what matters, right? You showed up for yourself. And so, yeah, if you made it all the way through, type donuts in the comments, because that'll really help me out in terms of seeing if people really dig this kind of stuff. But even if people don't, it's cool, because again, I'm making this for myself. I forgot one little thing here. We'll just take care of that real quick. Last little part. But yeah, I encourage anyone to try this. You could try it with the ref I found. You don't even have to do a portrait, just any old thing. Just, do a study of it in your style, or simply, and try not to put any expectations on yourself other than, I'm just going to accept what I have at the end of the time limit I've given myself. And to be fair, I started with 30 minutes, but I'm capping myself here at an hour. That's double the time I gave myself. And like I said, I could do so much more with this. But the point is not that I could keep slaving over it for days. It's that I can do this, be happy with it, and move on. I could finish something, complete something. And, maybe if something seems more fun, spend more time on it. But I think this is something I'd like to try more often. And again, if you join me, I appreciate you. If you haven't heard it yet today, you are appreciated. You are enough. You are your own tickets to the Dope Show. Don't forget that. And yeah, my name is Cuervo27. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.